For years, I have traveled to the upstate, to Lake Kiwi, to the area. It really is the upstate atmosphere. Vacations with family, friends, and things like that. And I knew that I always wanted to come to a smaller town. I'm from policing the smaller towns to all the way to a big city like Charlotte. The small town environment was just the cream of the crop for me, and I kind of wanted to finish my law enforcement career there, and this opportunity came up. I was in school after getting off active duty in the Marine Corps. 2 years after getting off active duty, I decided, why not? I'll just become a police officer. It gives me something to do. It keeps the adrenaline going.
Now, did you think when you were a kid one day you'd be a police chief?
No, I'm probably lucky to still be in law enforcement.
Where did you grow up?
I was born and raised in Columbia and ended up moving to the Charlotte area when I was a teenager due to my father's employment.
It seems like quite a shift from Charlotte to Pendleton.
It is. It's quite a shift. You know, the calls for service, the volume, the citizen contacts you make every day, you go from thousands to, a couple dozen.
What's it like being a police chief in a small town? I mean, what has there been any adjustments?
Well, you get to hear a lot of the complaints in person. A lot of the times people would complain about various issues and things like that, but they were via, a lot of the times electronically. So emails, voicemails, things like that. Now they just stop by your office and file their complaints, which isn't bad because it gives me the opportunity to engage with the people that have issues and things like that. It also gives me the opportunity to engage with people that have positive comments and what they would like to see here in the town from the police department and things. So that's been real positive to just put that name and face together.
What are the biggest challenges of policing in a small town?
The fact that everybody knows what the police department is doing at all times, I guess, would be the biggest challenge. They almost know before you do, which isn't bad because it gives that good sense of transparency. There's nowhere to go hide. We're not big enough where I can just say that, I'll get back to you. But the people here expect you to get back to you because they know exactly where you sit and they know exactly where you work, and it's not that difficult to get to you. So it's great to me.
You came to Pendleton at a really pivotal time in the town's history because they just annexed and almost doubled the size of the town. How is that going to be a challenge for the police to suddenly have double the amount of area to cover?
It's going to be a little difficult with the growing pains right now. The 187 corridor that the town is pushing towards and has annexed, and with all the new development coming in, essentially we've split the town in half. The Highway 76 will now break it into essentially two different divisions, so to speak. And I think that with the support that I've received from the mayor and council and city manager, we know the challenges going forward in the next couple of years, and they've already thought about it and planned for it. So I don't think that we're going to be behind at all in the curve. Providing these new citizens and new residents off 187 the police coverage that they deserve.
What's your favorite thing about Pendleton, about this town?
The ability probably to walk to anywhere. I used to have to drive everywhere. Now I can walk wherever I want to, and I don't ever have to worry about, looking for parking or anything like that. Everybody's friendly here and everybody knows you. And even in the 6 months I've been here, they might not remember my name, which is fine. But, they still recognize the face and things like that. So I enjoy being able to walk, and so does my wife, just right to where we need to go. We don't have to go far for nothing anymore.
What else would you want people to know about you that haven't met you yet?
I like to think that I'm an open book. When people come in here and speak to me or speak to me on the road or for whatever, but my door is always open and my phone's always available for people to call me or speak to me, and just come in for 20 minutes and tell me what they got going on and what we can do to help them.
What are your goals? What's your strategic plan for the Pendleton Police Department looking ahead for the next 5 years maybe?
So in the next 5 years, one thing that I have tried, or I'm trying to bring forward, is training. So with the limited amount of officers that we have, the importance of having a well-rounded officer, I have seen, is very important. The city of Anderson, or Anderson County, has all these different divisions. We don't have all that stuff here. So what does the resident expect? Well, they still expect a detective. They still expect crime scene service. They still expect speed enforcement and traffic units. Well, if I can send the officers that work here to all those schools, then they're going to have all that with just one officer. I don't need to worry about having different divisions and things like that. So a resident calls in and there's an issue, and we get a call for service. They're going to get a detective, they're going to get a crime scene investigator, they're going to get a traffic unit, all in one. So I've been working on that and bringing the police department kind of forefront technology-wise. I've seen some shortfalls and things like that with technology, and I'd like to get us where, you know, our cars and stuff are complete offices in the area of like body-worn cameras. Now we're going to be one of the first agencies in the Anderson and Oconee region to have some of these upgrades and things like the bigger cities. That's what I've been pushing at, and that's what I've talked to the mayor and council and the manager about, is just, you know, pushing upgrades and having well-rounded and well-versatile officers to support everything that we need here in town.
You see the force expanding in the next 5 to 10 years?
It will. It'll get expanded in the next probably 2 to 3 years, if not sooner. Yeah, but it will grow. We'll have more officers on the road, and hopefully we'll be happy with the response time that we can give them.